Hello, cosmonauts. Today we are going to be exploring what Reddit asked. What is the most useful thing you learned from the worst job you ever had? Answer 1. If your job is causing you so much stress, you think about it constantly when you're not working and feel sick at the thought of going in, quit. Just figure out the finances, do what you have to do, and get out. No amount of money is worth your health and happiness. Answer 2. If it sucks, hit the bricks. If you're being pushed out, or not given the tools you need to do a good job, or given tasks you're not good at that weren't in the job description, find another job and leave. Don't try to fix it. Someone answer. So true. I had 2 really bad employers, and 1 sort of bad one. The system was broken, I knew it was broken, and I pieced out as soon as I could manage financially. Most of the employers knew I was onto them, but I resigned before they could try to fire me for knowing too much, and I learned CYA very quickly due to those jobs. The CYA saved me a lot. Basically, my employers blackmailed themselves by emailing me illegal requests or deleting my emails and saying they didn't get them when I had proof they did. So they agreed to let me go quietly and I wouldn't press charges or turn any of them in. Honestly, I just wanted to get out of those places and not be associated with any of their stuff. Answer 3. Toxic power-tripping managers will lie to your face. You don't have to give any type of notice to these people. Just leave everything they gave you for your work and walk out. Quit my first job like that because I had been working 8 on, 8 off for 2 weeks. Asked if I could have a couple of days on the next schedule with normal hours, like 2 days where I worked 2 to 10 both days. He said no problem. Walked in on Friday when schedules were posted. He had again given me a week with 8 on, 8 off. I asked him why I didn't get what I asked. He lied and said he didn't remember me asking about it, and I should be happy that he allowed a minor to work overnights at a restaurant. I threw my apron and name tag down, said, I quit, and walked out. Good luck handling a Friday night full of drunks with less staff. There were several fast food places in town that actually gave preference to people who quit that place. We knew how to handle ourselves around obnoxious customers. Answer 4. You owe your employer fidelity, not loyalty. They would fire you, layoff, if they could save a penny. You should not steal or ruin their business, but an employer is not a friend. HR is there to CYA, the company too. Don't complain, just quietly leave. You also don't owe them explanations why. Skip the exit interview. Never take a small pay increase to stay. Maybe a big pile of money and a real promotion, but nothing less. Answer 5. That a stupid lawyer won't be laughed at by the court, won't be disbarred, and can still make money. I was a baby lawyer, and this was my first job in the role. I suffered from severe imposter syndrome. This job taught me that I knew far more about the subject at hand than a random practitioner. It gave me the confidence to quit and start my own firm 27 years ago. Now I am very well respected in my specialty and even get calls from judges regarding cases I'm not involved in, about the narrow area I am known to know about. It still shocks me how I am seen now. I never would be here without having worked for that first incompetent boob. Answer 6. Worked for several employers who tried to blackmail me and use me as a pawn. 2 jobs violated my contract multiple times, and I could have sued them if they didn't have super mega expensive lawyers who'd ruin my career. 1 tried to get me to forge documents at the risk of being fired. What saved me was documenting everything with dates and times and sending lots of emails to them that they'd ignore and/or delete and say, "You never told me that," or "That's not what I said." And I had a folder saved of those emails, and they would get ticked off that they were wrong and worse, caught. So most of them just made me resign and reluctantly wrote me a recommendation letter for my next job. One of those jobs ended up getting audited 3 years later for money fraud, double dipping, and falsified documents, as well as a lot of shoddy contractual issues. Answer 7. I was so bad at this job account finance. I remember asking my boss a question once, and she said, "Only an idiot would think that." I really was terrible at it. Anyway, I used a software program in this role, and I got pretty good with it because it was error-prone, and I liked troubleshooting the errors. That led me to working support for the software company who made the software. Ultimately, have to credit that awful job getting me into something I am good at. Answer 8. No one really gives a fuck about you. Most employers at least don't. I'm sure there are some good ones out there, but the majority of the time, unless you're in a highly specialized role, you're completely expendable. Your work friends aren't usually your real friends. Once you're gone, you never hear from them again. I'm not saying be a dick at work. Understand it's just a job, though. Hey you, if you enjoying the video, subscribe for more histories. Answer 9. There is no such thing as loyalty in a corporate setting. You can give your all and then some, bust your ass and put blood, sweat, and tears into something. But at the end of the day, you're just a number. And if they need to cut costs, they have no problems making you a casualty despite all your hard work. Remembering this helps me keep my work-life balance. I know my limits, I know when to say no, and I set hard boundaries about not doing things outside of the scope of my responsibilities. I do make sure to maintain a positive attitude and am still a team player because I'm not trying to shoot myself in the foot either. It's a delicate balancing act. Answer 10. I had to set boundaries with work. I am really proud of the type of employee I am. However, having no boundaries with the way I was treated got me taken advantage of. I don't ask for anything outrageous either. Don't be a dick, pay me, and understand that whatever energy you come to the table with, I will return with interest. I am so over people getting away with shit behavior because they can. I'm not here to convince you to try to change, that's on you. Please know though, I don't mind being a lessons. Answer 11. If it's your first shift in a proper spit and sawdust pub and you don't know the name of one of the regular old blokes, don't call him sir. Still get the piss ripped out of me 20 years later. But seriously, if you are having an operation or are ill in any way, and the doctors tell you that you need X amount of time to recover, take it. Don't just take what you have saved as holiday, because you don't want to let your colleagues down. The 2 months back I went early were not worth the 5 years I had to be signed off because I screw my spine up, or the constant pain I'm still in today. Answer 12. Keep all job hunting as secret as possible, and even then you may get caught. Went for an interview. Didn't know the company I was interviewing for was a client of my, at the time, employer. Not only did they not offer me the position, they told my employer I went to an interview. Next morning, my boss marches me into his office, tells me he knows, and tells me to stop interviewing or he'd fire me on the spot. Thankfully, after that, I kept everything as quiet as possible, though my employer did also stalk my social media and find out about me asking about a job fair. Very quick account suicide, so they couldn't prove anything. Answer 13. Worked at an online retail warehouse and I came up with the order fulfillment procedure at this one company. It helped increase productivity and speed and saved them money. They made millions a year off sales. All I got was just a pat on the back and good job and never mentioned it again. A tech company came in and made a software for our order fulfillment procedure and used that to grow their retail software business and sell it to other retailers. Just made me realize, if you have a good idea, don't give it away for free. I was being paid minimum wage, but it was beyond my duties and job responsibilities. Answer 14. That reporting an abusive coworker can lead to them facing consequences. She was fired and sued by the parents of the special needs child in her care. I was told by other coworkers that for years people were afraid of her and did nothing to change it. I was only there for 2 weeks and knew that I needed to do something. It wasn't easy, but it was the right thing to do.
That was enough for today, Cosmonaut. I'll wait for you in the next travel.